What's up guys, Syph here with another Rift video. Got a few PMs, a couple comments wanting to see more gameplay, a couple of questions that I was going to answer really fast in a quick video. A lot of people asking me, how did you make the decision, to pick your class? And with all the different souls under each class, it's basically like, you know, 9+ classes under each one. Um, so really the main thing I could tell anybody, trying to figure out what soul they want to use in Rift, or what class, is double check the souls first, um, and then there's also the type of resource you want to use. Um, Basically, warriors use a system of power and almost like combo points to use attacks. So basically, no matter what warrior spec you are, if you're Tempest, you're mostly range damage. You see all the, you get tons of ranged abilities throughout the tree. Um, but still, it's a process of building three, I believe they're called strikes, but basically combo points, three combos, and then you unleash them. Um, so that's basically the warrior playstyle. You have attacks that give you two, and then you have finishers. So pretty much that's the basis of the warrior class like mechanic. All the abilities are different between the souls, but you still have the basic system in place. So that's the difference in each class. You're going to find a dot class under each main class. You're going to find a really strong single target DPS. You're going to find a ranged. Most of them have healers, tanks. You're going to find all that stuff under there. But the main thing is to figure out what kind of resource management you want to be doing. For instance, Rogue uses a much more similar to WoW combo point system, so no matter what soul you use in Rogue, you're still building up those combo points. Cleric is mana, so is Mage, and I believe mages use, I'm not sure if it's charges or discharges, someone will have to fill me in on that. I haven't played a mage that much yet. Um, but the basic, choice to picking your class is what kind of resource management you want to use. And then once you figure that out, the souls basically have plenty of variety. You're not going to get bored. You can switch up all the different classes. We have three right here, and then you see the options of more. So, I mean, you have tanks, you have mobile melee, you have uh, another tank, you have a Beastmaster under warrior, you have a um, support, which tons of buffs and different things like that. You have a ranged soul with some small healing. That's why I like playing this, just because you're ranged and you have some slight healing. Um, but yeah, that's basically after you download Rift. Of course, it's free to play. That would be the main thing to going into picking your class is not actually what souls are underneath the class, what type of resource management or combo points or power or strikes, what do you like using. All four main classes have different, a little bit of different play style that goes along with them. Um, but yeah, you're going to find, anything you want. You're going to find dot melee under warrior, you're going to find single target. So you really don't have to worry about that. And basically, you can have dual spec, I think up to 6 different specs. So as I click on these, you can see when I activate this, it's like I'm changing my complete class. You won't see hardly any of the same abilities on the bar. Um, so far as diversity in the game, you're going to find that Rift has probably the most diversified class system because you can respec at any time, save your rolls, and it's like you're playing an entirely different class. And it's not something, yeah, you're saying, oh, it still uses strikes and, you know, mana or whatnot, but how the class works, abilities, rotation, you can throw that all out the window every time choose a different role. It's going to be completely different how you have to manage abilities, but your overall resource management will stay the same. So that's just a few things to keep in mind when you're looking at classes and souls. Um, Again, you can mix and match these things. You can have a tank, a ranged, a buffer, and it's going to play completely different every time. And depending on how you invest your points, we'll go back to my main tree. Or yeah, this is one that I just equipped. Um, Depending on how many points you put in the top tree, unlocks abilities. So you could find an ability like this. It's a really good buff, and I want that. I need 20 points, so I could put 20 points in this tree. You know, have 20 or 30 points in this tree to get that ability. So you can customize these trees, do hybrid builds. It's almost endless how you can build these talent trees and customize your abilities. Um, a lot of it is is balanced. Uh, I find it's a little bit, the balancing with PvP, for instance. You'll find a lot of the CCs are a lot higher in the trees, which will have to invest more in it, and then you won't be able to reach another CC. So if you're wondering how they do that's a question I get a lot too, how they do the balancing, um, for PvP with CC and not letting it get out of control. And of course, there's always a dominant build, um, but so far I've seen several viable, soul configurations um, that are definitely viable, and if you have the right play style that you want to play, you'll be able to play it just fine. Um, so that's another key thing I like about Rift is if you get bored running a certain class, you just basically respec to another soul, and it's completely different. Um, Different setup, and of course you can customize this any way you want to. I wanted to show, let's see, I wanted to show the player housing really quick in this video. I know I've crammed a lot into this. If you have any more questions about how classes work or different options like that, of course, warriors going to be a lot of melee, buffing, one range soul, hunters, a lot of pet management, bows, rogue type playstyle, clerics, healing, tanks, dot DPS, a little bit of casting DPS, and of course mages are going to be all your other casters, and I think one AoE healer. But yeah, that's just a real quick, you know, trying to help some of you guys, make the decision of how you want to do your class and how you want to play. I know there's a really quick explanation. I'm trying to keep the video short. Um, let's see. Of course, player housing. Let's type in. There's a slight bug in the interface with um, your house not showing up under mine. Um, Alright, I'll go over this really quick. I know crammed a lot of class talk in there, but I wanted to show this player housing really quick. Of course, friends, you can enter all your friends' house. You can do public entries, people have their houses on public. You can vote +1 if you like the home, and it makes it go up the little leaderboard. Of course, a guild hall, which we don't have one yet, working on that. Alts. Alright, so basically, this is my house. Done a lot of little customization. The actual house framework was there. You can buy empty lots with no houses. You can buy castles. You can buy all kinds of stuff to put your stuff in. Built a little dueling arena here to test out builds against friends. Actually made all this ground out of just slabs of concrete and then resized the stuff. So basically you have an editor. Let's take this. I can rotate it any way I want to. I can resize that barrel if I want to. We'll make a smaller barrel right here. You can pick up the item. You can look at all the list of items. You can upgrade, of course. Your house to hold more items costs money, or you can pay Rex, which is real money. But that's really just a convenience type thing. But yeah, you can buy stairs, wood, you can resize the wood, you can make anything you really want to. And you have a pretty good bit of land, you have decorations. Hey, our guild leveled up, that's cool. Speaking of that, we are on Seastone if anybody would like to join. The guild's called Cryptic. You can look it up in the guild finder and apply for membership. We're accepting everybody. We have some training dummies here. Show off a few abilities real quick. Really cool AoE attacks here. You're going to find a lot of warriors and a lot of melee classes are weak early on levels, but they do get stronger, especially when a healer is backing them up. They do just crazy damage. But yeah, most of the warrior builds are really fun to play. Of course, if you're into more, support, healing, tanking, I would say go cleric over warrior, just because you have a little bit more variety. You may find it a little bit more boring though, cleric, compared to some of the other overall classes. Um, but yeah, built this little platform. It's very easy. You just get a piece of, small panel. I don't know if I have any. Do I? Yes, I do. Okay. Take like a panel like this. You can move it, resize it, and that's basically how I made all of the structures and stuff. But it looks pretty cool. And of course, I'll show another video if I get a different house and improvements I make. A lot of people say player housing's stupid, but it's really cool to just have a place of your own, dual people, hang out in between queues. So I really like it, and just gives you something to do on the side. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much going to cover it. Just wanted to show general, some player housing, and talk about the class selection. If you have any more questions, or if you want to see a different type of video, more PvP, anything like that, you can subscribe and leave a comment, ask any question you want. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, thumbs it up, and I will talk to you guys later.